and we're talking victories on victory. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare, was just featured on an NFL Life because of an incredible story that spans the globe, literally, leaving Nigeria and a very spectacular performance in the Olympics to be able to be one of the great running backs in NFL history. Christian, let's start with that. Who could have predicted that you would end up playing in the National Football League? Could you ever think of that when you were in Nigeria at the age of 18, 19, 20?
No, actually, when I was in Nigeria, my dream was to go to college and be a teacher, a PE teacher, just so I can still throw discus, track and field, because that's what I was doing then before I came to America. And it so happened that I was able to come to America to actually throw discus and go to the Olympics, and everything changed when Nigeria didn't take me to the '84 Olympics. So I decided to play football, and that changed my life. Just
so we get the record straight, you had a 210-foot discus, which would have been way up there in the Olympic challenging category, correct?
Well, I was throwing, but my best at the time was 212, and I was, in practice, I was doing very well, getting ready for the Olympics. I was throwing like 219, which could have maybe gave me a silver medal. But when Nigeria didn't take me, I decided to try football, and I joined my school's team.
Then you look at adversity from another point of view, which is how many people have ever made the National Football League, let alone led the National Football League in rushing from Azusa Pacific?
Well, Azusa Pacific is, at the time, NAIA school, very small school, about 900 students, extremely small. But just like you said, everybody wants to play in the NFL. So when I was given the opportunity to play in the NFL, I had to do everything in my grasp to make sure that I make it, because I was representing a lot of people. So I was a pressure on myself to go ahead and make sure that I succeed in the NFL.
Christian, let's talk about your role in post-NFL times when you had some successes, some failures, but you hit on something that has really taken off, which is the California Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes, when I retired from football, you get put into several Hall of Fames, and Missouri Sports Hall of Fame was one of them. And when I went over there, I saw everything that was going on, and I thought to myself, did California have a Sports Hall of Fame? And I wasn't sure. So when I came back to California, I called a bunch of my friends and asked them if they ever heard of a California Sports Hall of Fame, and they said no. So I started one, and I made sure when I started one that all the big names in California supported me.
Let's talk about this for a second too, because as much as you might think you know just how big these names are, name some of the athletes that you've inducted, and maybe a couple from this year's class.
Well, the very first year when we started the event, we inducted. I made sure all the big names
in person.
In person, yeah, they had to. You have to be there in person to be inducted, and you're talking about Tommy Lasorda, Bill Walsh. Was there, the Magic Johnsons, Reggie Jacksons, Eric Dickerson's, Dickin Jones, Marcus Allen, Johnson. Those are big names in the world, and they're all from California or played sports in California, so they were able to be there in person to be inducted.
And I see a theme, which is, just as you started this conversation, Christian, talking about how the Nigerian kids that were in Pop Warner, now they're playing, that when you put a role model that inspires someone, they make that part of their dreams, and suddenly they are magnetically pulled towards maybe a higher destiny. So let's talk about this year's class. Who are some of the people that you're inducting?
Well, the people that we have 7 individuals right now. Ronnie Lott is one of them, and Ralph Lawler is the voice of the Clippers. And of course, you have Frank Jobe, who is the inventor of the Tommy John surgery in baseball. Lindsay Davenport is one of them. Fernando Valenzuela, if everybody remember when they won the World Series.
Fantastic pitcher.
Yes, so he's one of them. And Jim Fox, who is the voice of the LA Kings,
yes,
world champions. And yours truly, Christian Okoye, of course.
This year?
Yes. throughout the years, people are saying, Christian Okoye, you got to be a doctor. I said, you guys have to vote me in. So finally all the members threw my name in there, so I'm one of them now. So
I don't think you're going to have a problem with your board voting you in.
Well, I didn't work for that. They just decided, to do that this year, being the 10th year. And so I'm very grateful.
We're talking about the victories. Everybody has a story of victory that's been a champion. We'd like to hear yours. What would be your victory story for victory?
Well, everything that I've done in life, I've been blessed. I've been blessed, and I'm very grateful. Just the mere leaving Nigeria to come out here to go to school, and then eventually playing football. I'm playing at the highest, level of football, while you have a bunch of kids that grew up in America, played football all their lives, just trying to get there, and they couldn't. That was one thing that I looked at and I said, man, look at me. I only played 3 years of organized football and I'm here. So when I go out there and speak to kids, I tell them, I say, when you fail, just keep trying, because God has his plans for you. You have to just seize the moment. Have a purpose in life. Have a purpose in anything that you do. If you're training for something, make sure you're training to win something. You have a goal to get there. Don't just train because, you look good training, or people are saying, okay, this guy works hard. You have to work hard for something. Get to some place. Get to a level. That's what it's all about.
Here we are at the Jerry Colangelo golf tournament. Celebrities from all over the country coming to support this cause of prostate cancer and screening for men, because if you get screened early enough, your detection early can save your life. What's it like just to have this impact, to be able to support events that really can save lives?
Well, when you're from a poor country, a poor family like I am, and you're able to influence people to make a change or support a cause like this, you have to go in and support that cause, make that change. My father died of prostate cancer. So I'm directly affected, so I may be having it myself, so I have to keep checking it. So it's just one of those things. It's a part of life that you have to get engaged. You don't ignore any type of situation, any kind of feeling that your body's anytime you feel something different, your body's telling you something, so you have to follow up.
One of the great things about Victory is it's a global network of athletes, so we're excited because I can see thousands and maybe even millions soon in Nigeria hearing this story and being inspired even more by your story.